It's welcome news for Quebec's Indigenous communities on a search for truth and healing.
That's what you do. You ask, how could we help? And then what you do, then you listen, and then you be of assistance to the best possible way.
Ottawa is promising to cooperate with the province in support of First Nations wishing to investigate former residential schools and unearth possible grave sites.
There will be absolutely no red tape between the province of Quebec and the government of Canada with respect to any community that chooses its path and protocol to looking for its lost souls.
Both levels of government say they are ready to assist in searches if First Nations make the request.
We think that this coordination across the whole federal family and then the coordination in this bilateral approach with Quebec will really make it easier for communities to access exactly what they need.
Quebec's Indigenous Affairs Minister announced a facilitator will serve as the sole point of contact to ensure a jurisdictional back and forth doesn't stall efforts to shed light on what happened.
There will be a circle that will be built with different members of First Nations to consult us. If a community step forward and say, you know what, we want to do some research at this location, the facilitator's job will be to make sure that we get all the access.
Last month's discovery of a mass burial ground at the former Kamloops Indian Residential School was an unthinkable loss that sent shockwaves of grief across the country. The federal government has pledged $27 million for First Nations to locate children who died at residential schools, but says every province will have different needs. In Ontario, the chief of Canada's largest First Nations territory has issued a letter to Ministers Bennett and Miller asking for $10 million of that $27 million for a full investigation of the grounds of the former Mohawk Institute residential school. Chief Mark Hill of Six Nations of the Grand River writes that funding is needed to do it right, adding to this day, there are many whispers in the community about where our lost children were buried. Caryn Ceolin, City News.